Okay. Wow. Well, that was off to a pretty great start. Let me take a drink of water before I talk more. So, wow, where do I even begin? For some reason, I kept thinking about Star Trek in these, and that's a weird thing to say, but what I mean is that, so one of my favorite episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation is one that often gets overlooked in best episode lists. It's called Family. And what it is, for those of you who haven't seen the show, there's a two-parter, Best of Both Worlds, which is one of the great cliffhangers of all time. It was the third season finale and fourth season premiere, and it was amazing and a really big kind of action-y kind of adventure thing with some good feels, and everybody got to do their part. And it was just like it's the thing that put the show on the map. It's the thing that took the show from being the original series' little brother to the thing people talked about. So it's got a lot of parallels to Jailbreak and The Return. Not so much in the sense of the story, as in the sense of like its place within the show. As being kind of what people point to as being, the wow episode. Family is the next episode after it. And all it is the ship got trashed, and so they basically, everybody goes and visits their families while the ship is getting fixed. And it has to deal, and the whole episode ends up dealing with the emotional fallout of the big epic two-part season finale, season premiere adventure, which isn't something you see that often even today. Let alone back in 1990, 89, 90? 90. Back in 1990 when everything was, where virtually nothing was serialized. Everything was episodic. So it's a really impressive episode and I really like it. And that's what Full Disclosure reminded me of. Because it's about the emotional aftermath of the big epic battle episode. And so I loved seeing, for example, Beach City in ruins. I'm glad it was fixed by the end of the episode, but I loved seeing it abandoned and trashed. Because it makes what happened in The Return and Jailbreak more significant. It gives it even more emotional heft than it already had. I also like Steven. I like that the episode was primarily focused on Steven's relationship with Connie. I feel like that's a really good place to go after the big battle episode, because as I said in my vlog of Jailbreak and The Return, Steven is, like, a huge point of the episode is that in the first part, he tries to fight the invading gems with his gem powers, his shield. And all the gems try to fight them with their gem powers, and they get their butts kicked. And it's not surprising that they did that, because they've been living on Earth for, Steven's been there his entire life, the other gems have been there for thousands of years, and on Earth, their gem powers make them superheroes, because they're unlike the abilities of humans. So it gives them unique things that only they can do. But their abilities are nothing special when they're dealing with other gems, which is why I love that in Jailbreak, it's Steven's humanity that gives him superpowers. It makes him able, because he's a human, he can walk through force fields and create openings in force fields that a gem can't touch. Because he's human, the, or half human anyway, the weapons that completely incapacitated Jim kind of tickle him. And so now we get the follow-up where he feels disconnected from the rest of humanity because now the gems have attacked. He feels like he has a responsibility to fight them because Steven's always been a responsible kid. He's always, I take that back. He's not always been a responsible kid, but he's a kid who likes to protect the people he loves. He's very protective of the feelings of the other gems, of his dad, of Connie, and we see that in this episode where he tells his dad what happened, and his dad freaks out, understandably, and so he's afraid of telling it to Connie. But Connie's a tough kid. I really love Connie. I really like that she is in the show, and I'm really glad to get 2 episodes of her in a row now. I'm hoping this is a sign that she's going to show up more in the coming season. But I love that she refuses the "I have to protect you by cutting myself off from you" thing. Because she doesn't want Steven to protect her in that way, and she gets a say in it. She gets to say no. Obviously, if he really genuinely wanted to stop being friends, then that's okay. A relationship can be vetoed by either party. But that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that, for your own good, we have to stop being friends. And that's honestly a really selfish and arrogant thing to say. Because it's saying that my idea of your own good is more important than your idea of your own good. And Connie isn't going to accept that for a second. She completely just blasts right through it, demands Steven face her, which of course he can't, and, explains that she wants to be there for him, she wants to support him. Connie is an awesome friend, and I'm really happy to see that. Steven is a great kid, but Connie is the person that you really want to have as your friend. Connie is, especially for a little kid, that's just incredibly mature and cool of her to do, to offer. She clearly understands, even though she mentions having no friends, she clearly understands friendship better than Steven does. And I like that. More friends for Connie. Connie is awesome. Everybody should love Connie. Connie should be, beloved by everyone in Beach City, because she's awesome. Not awesome is Conspiracy Theory guy, who, I think his name is Ronaldo? That sounds vaguely correct? Because he's... Look, I've been a nerd my whole life. I am very aware of both the upsides and the downsides of nerd culture and behavior. And there's this thing that, lots of people do, but it's particularly common among nerds. This attitude of, I am isolated because people can't handle how much better than them I am. They can't handle that I am smarter than them, that I am possessed of the secret knowledge that they are not, so they, stay away from me, and it's good that they stay away from me. They should stay away from me. Actually, they're not staying away from me because they dislike me. I'm staying away from them for their own good. Like I said, that's a very selfish and arrogant attitude, and it's very fitting that Ronaldo would have it, because, frankly, the whole point of believing in conspiracy theories, half of it is to be able to pretend that someone is actually in charge and the world isn't utter chaos and random chance. Because, frankly, for a lot of people, I think a secret cabal that manipulates the world from the shadows is less scary than the possibility that nobody's in charge and bad stuff happens to good people because of random chance. But the other reason is so that you can believe that you're better than other people because you know the truth and they don't. They're fools who swallow the lies put out by them, but you've seen through it. Like, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, I have zero patience for Ronaldo. He's a great character, but in real life, I'd be like, whatever. Any other thoughts on that episode? I think there was something about Connie that I said I was going to come back to later, and I'm not sure if I did or not, because I can't remember what it was, or when it was. Nope. Can't place it. I'm going to move on to the next episode and hope that whatever it was, I did cover it. So, the next episode, open book. I remember what it was. It was actually open book. It was about open book being a double meaning. No, it wasn't. It was about something else being a double meaning. I've got it now. When Connie says she wants to be part of Steven's universe. I love the double meaning there. Because part of that is, like, obviously one meaning is that she wants to be part of his world. She wants to be involved. She wants to hear what's going on with him. She wants him to let her in. But Universe is also the name of his family. He's Steven Universe. So saying she wants to be part of his universe, she wants to be part of his family. And you can take that in a couple of different ways, but I am now 100% sold on shipping Steven and Connie. I was not entirely certain whether Connie felt the same way he did, but I am taking that line as evidence that she does. So, yep. I'm now shipper trash for this show. And that's not actually something that happens a lot. Most shows I don't ship. Because most shows I don't care that much about the characters' relationships because they're not that interesting to me. Either because the characters aren't interesting or because the relationships aren't interesting. In particular, I rarely bother shipping hetero couples because the shows usually do that for me anyway. It's not really needed, in my view. But, yeah, Connie and Steven are just too cute. They're just adorable. And that, brings me into Open Book, which shows how adorable they are. And again, I like the double meaning of the title there. Because, yeah, it's referring to the fact that they're trying to recreate the book in their holodeck, another Star Trek reference. But they're also, it's also about Steven being an open book. It's about Steven's feelings for Connie being really obvious. Frankly, at this point, I'm pretty sure Connie knows about them. But I think she even feels the same way, but I think she's scared. I think they're both scared. I think neither of them wants to, they're both kids. Neither of them, I'm sure, has ever dated before, and they don't want to risk their friendship. And that's cool. I'd actually just be totally cool with them being friends for the rest of the series. But if they want to go down romantic avenue, as long as they make it as adorable as their friendship has been, I'm okay with that too. But what I like is that the big secret Steven is trying to hide from Connie isn't his feelings for her, because I think on some level he knows she knows. It's that he liked the ending to the book and she didn't. Which I love her little rant, because that's exactly how I feel about Harry Potter. That they spend the whole book dealing with corrupt authorities, and then they just become those authorities. That, Hermione in particular goes from greatest witch of her generation at 11 to awful weepy mess at 17 to, what does she even do as an adult? I guess she has a job in the Ministry of Magic, but near as I can tell, 90% of all wizards in Britain have jobs at the Ministry of Magic. So that's not really that special. Do any of these characters even grow up to have jobs or do anything other than make babies? What the hell? No, I hate that ending. I hate that everyone marries their high school sweetheart. I don't object to, Hermione and Ron. I think they work as a couple, but what percentage of people actually marry the person they dated when they were 17? Seriously. Anyway, that little rant aside, I feel what Connie feels. But, oh god, don't even get me started on how the fight with Voldemort actually ends. Obviously, yes, that was planned from the start because Harry has always been an insufferable little Christ figure. But, anyway. Yeah, so I feel Connie's rant there. But, I have a lot of friends who like Harry Potter. I don't think they're bad people for liking Harry Potter. I don't think your views on Harry Potter define who you are. And, I respect that, and I'm open to having a conversation with them about it, as long as it's, understood that we're talking about it and exploring it, not trying to convert one another to sides in a righteous war of fan battling and flames on Tumblr. So I do like how this works out. I like that I didn't actually realize, I got that Connie was acting weird. It didn't make sense for someone who is so passionate about her vision of how it should have gone to then just say, what do you want? What do you want to Steven? But I did not connect that was a false Connie. That's a very well done sleight of hand with the show. And I like that the false Connie was way cooler looking than the outfit real Connie put together. Because let's face it, she's 11, 12, somewhere in that range. Putting together a cool outfit is not something that most 11 or 12-year-olds can do. I say that as someone who is straight up incapable of putting together a cool outfit at 34. It's something that requires experience and skill and learning. And so I am utterly unsurprised that Connie puts together a completely ridiculous outfit. To be fair, she does a better job putting together her outfit than, the people who design the Final Fantasy characters. But, I can definitely think of characters who have more ridiculous outfits than that, who are being presented as, main characters who are cool looking and you should like them. That's just the first example that comes to mind is Final Fantasy. But, you know, that's a separate thing. The point is that she looks silly. And it makes sense that she should look silly. And the show doesn't try to pretend that she doesn't look silly. But she's having fun. You know, it's kids playing dress up. And I like that. I also want to mention I like that her normal outfit includes a ridiculous giant pair of pink galoshes. That's just so Connie somehow. Like, the fact that they're enormous, the fact that she wears galoshes whether it's raining or not. I guess they could also be snow boots. It's hard to tell with the art style. Either way, she is prepared for weather conditions that rarely happen in Beach City. That we've seen. And that she wears galoshes but doesn't carry an umbrella. You know, because she doesn't care about rain falling on her. She just doesn't want to step in mud or something. I just like it. It's a nice touch of character in her design. And the fact that they're bright pink, where everything else she wears is relatively muted colors. It's mostly blues and neutral colors. Excuse me. And then bright pink galoshes, sort of purplish pink. I like that. I like that. That says a lot about who Connie is. But yeah, her relationship with Steven is utterly adorable. I want more of it. I suspect now I'm going to get a couple of episodes where I don't get it. But that's cool, because we have kind of not seen much of the gems in these last 2 episodes. So it'd be cool to see, how Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl are doing. But yeah, these 2 episodes were great. It was a great start to the season. I'm super happy with it. And I'm really glad to be watching it and looking forward to watching more. So, see you all next time. Bye.